Hey, Mike Bradley here, how you all doing? Hope you're doing well. I want to talk to you about legato today and give you a cool little idea what you may or may not have used before, and especially if you're kind of an intermediate player or even if you're an advanced player, whatnot. But if you're kind of used to just playing in your kind of pentatonic boxes, this is certainly given a very slippery kind of sound and breaking out of the boxes, as everyone talks about. And this idea would be kind of reminiscent of Richie Kotzen and Joe Satriani and Allan Holdsworth, Greg Howe, all those kind of legato players. Especially Richie Kotzen, personally for me, as I've mentioned before in previous videos, he's a big favourite of mine, you know. And I should mention, this is my second attempt at doing this video. Those are my regular viewers, hello my friends. You would have seen a video I put up where my amp blew up like the other day, and I was literally doing this video, this idea on legato, and my Cornford Roadhouse popped, smoke, noises, everything went. So I've completely changed gear. I've gone for the Beast, she's come back out, my Les Paul, and I'm using my Fender Stage 100. So I thought I'd just change things a little bit. But yeah, so this legato pattern, I want to be doing like a 3-note, I say 3-note per string, but a 3-note on a string, because we're literally just going to be on one string, sliding up and down. So what I want to do, let me show you what I want to do with it. So that kind of idea, where we're going to be taking, in this case, two patterns and sliding about between them basically, and it's got that kind of cool slippery sound, and when you put them together with the rest of the notes from the scale, we can cover the whole neck. So let's look at it in exercise form. So if we go, let's look at this one first. So we're going to be 5 on the 3rd string, and hammering on 7 and hammering on to 9. Alright? And I'm using my 1st, 2nd and little fingers. So that's just all hammering on there, a bit slower. And then we're going to pull off as well. So 5, 7, 9, and then pull off 9 to 7, pull off to 7 to 5. So we get So that's the first kind of section, and then if we go to the next bit, we're going to go to the 4th fret on the 3rd string. All this is going to be on the 3rd string. Hammer on to 5, hammer on to 7, so you've got that same idea, and then pull off 7, pull off 7 to 5, and then pull off 5 to 4. So you've got 4, 5, 7, 5, 4. And then what we're basically going to be doing is just sliding between them. So if we start off on that 4th fret and do 4, 5, 7, and then pull off. When we get to the 4, slide forward to the 5, and then do 5, 7, 9, and then pull off 9, 7, 5, and then slide back again. So slowly we get this. So I'm not picking at all, my right hand just muting out the strings. Alright, so like I say, I'm not picking at all. You want to get to the point where you don't even know, when you see players do this, they're muting out the strings, you know, not trying to be all, well, it does look kind of classic. Shit. You know, but it's just muting out the strings, so that a lot of people will have like hair bands and stuff around their nuts, and they put it around their nuts. Around the nuts, just a little hairband just dangling down between your balls. But no, they have a hairband around the nut of the guitar, and then they pull it down to kind of mute out the strings. But yeah, so hopefully this is making sense. So we're kind of, you can look at this as kind of, well, notes we're using as B, C and D and C, D and E. So you can look at it as C major scale, but I'm going to probably view it as G major, and we're going to kind of go down the neck here. So this is at the moment as an exercise, you know, that on its own, you know, fair enough, it's all good. But if you put it in music, I mean, it kind of sounds like parts of a solo now, you know. So all I'm going to do is just carry it on down in a scale. So if I'm thinking the key of G, you've got G, A, B, C, D, E and F sharp, and then G again. So we can just take that. So we've got B, C and D like we did here on the 4th fret, and then we got 5, 7, 9 on the 3rd string, 7, 9, 11, 9, 11, 12, 11, 12, 14, 12, 14, 16, and then 14, 16, 17. And then we're back an octave higher. What's that? Alright, so slowly. Alright, and as you saw, I just picked it once. If I get rid of the plectrum so you can see the fingers. And then I'm just using the right hand to mute out, basically as a rule of thumb, any extra flesh you have on either hand, you want to mute out any unwanted strings. Especially here, now I've got, because I'm not using my normal amp, it's a solid state amp I've got going, so it's got more gain than what I'd usually like. So I need to control that gain, otherwise the guitar, especially humbucker guitar, is quite a high output guitar. If I don't mute out, you can hear the other string swinging out, yeah? So I need to, I'll be careful and mute out all the unwanted strings here. So I'm just picking the string once and that's it. Alright, it's just all down from the left hand strength. So let me show you all that together as you can see, slowly. So there, I kind of did a cool little arpeggio thing in there as well when I got to, when I was on the 11th, so I was at 11, 12 and 14. And this kind of arpeggio shape I again fall into. Which is quite cool. So when I'm on that 11, 12 and 14, pull off. And then do 12 on the 4th string, and then 14 on the 5th, and then 10 on the 5th. So you get, so take the gain down a bit. And then kind of go down those notes again. 10, 14, 12, 11, and then you got 14 on the 3rd string. You can carry on. So when I'm on the 14 on the 3rd, slide to 16 on the 3rd, 15 on the 2nd, 14 on the 1st, 17 on the 1st, and then finish on the G on the 1st string. So it's a cool little slippery, liquidy kind of sound, and it looks cool, you know, the left hand, and if you're not much of a picker, it's good to kind of get some speed and dexterity with your left hand here, you know. And of course, you know, it doesn't have to be just on one string, This is when knowing the notes on the guitar is very important. You can do it on any string, you know. It's just knowing the notes, you know. So I know F sharp is in the G string, G major scale. So now I'm just kind of wiggling it about on the second string. Is that 5, 7 and 8? I don't know what the frets are. 7, 8 and 10. 8, 10 and 12. You can kind of see shape 4. Shape 4 of the pentatonic scale is kind of round there on that 7, 8 and 10, 8, 10 and 12, and then combine it in. See what I mean, yeah? So the point I'm trying to make is whenever you learn any kind of licks, you don't want to think of them as licks, you know. It's like if you rely on licks all the time, your playing can sound very robotic, and it's like, oh, I need this certain piece of music to fit the lick for me to play over, you know what I mean? And you don't want to think like that. It's like when you're speaking, you know, chances are when you're having a conversation with someone, you're not thinking of words to say, or well, you shouldn't be anyway, thinking of big words to say when you're saying to someone, oh, how can I get the word cornucopia in a conversation or something like that, you know what I mean? You're just naturally flowing, and if a big word does come out, then it's just naturally come out of your grammar, your vocabulary. Same with licks, you know, or playing the guitar, doing solos and whatnot. You don't want to be thinking of the next step to go. You should just, that kind of moment of playing, close your eyes and play, and you know, let the music kind of take you there. That sounds really cheesy. Let the music take you there, man. But it's true, you know. You don't want to be thinking in terms of how can I get this lick I learnt off a Steve Vai song, or a Steve Ray Vaughan song, or whatever, Greg Howe, Satriani, Richie Kotzen. But you want to practice this kind of stuff so much it's in your musical vocabulary, so when you are soloing, it would naturally come out, you know. So that in regarding licks, you can think of it like that. Or as a corner exercise, it's really great for building up stamina in your left hand, you know. So give it a go. Hopefully I'm making sense here, I'm not just rambling, but hopefully there's a point to this and you're taking it on board. So like I say, here I've mainly looked at the third string here. And you know, like you just saw me there, I was snoozing about, and you know, that kind of slippery sound is a really cool thing to kind of get in your playing. When I was younger, I was really into picking, and I would know players like Malmsteen, obviously, or Paul Gilbert, notorious picker. And, you know, I was obsessed with trying to get a good picking hand, and it's great, but you can sometimes fall into that machine gun. Played there, but you know, and it can get that very aggressive kind of sound, and of course if you want that, it's great, but I like trying to mix the two together, so I've got my picking stuff and I've got legato, that smooth kind of sound as well. So hope this has helped. Like I say, once you learn it on one string, use it on all the other strings as well. You don't want to be a one-trick pony, alright? You want to go know all your notes in the guitar. You want to have complete knowledge on the fretboards, and you know, just go wherever your fingers take you. You know, where you don't have to think in terms of shapes. Like when I've been describing here 4, 5, 7, I don't think in fret numbers. I just always kind of treat it like the Matrix. So you know, you see the Matrix, all the green lines and everything coming down. Feel as that I'm in the key of G major. Boom! I can see A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. I can see them all on the guitar, and then that way so hopefully that's given you a bit of ideas, and it will help you on your legato journey. So take care, see you next time.